Hello, this is Angelo, and we are here with April's Life Coaching Masterclass. And today's subject is No More Lies, the Power of the Truth. It is time for us to say, after April Fool's Day, I think we had enough of lies and we had our fun, but now let's focus on crafting the attitude that will take us to the happiness and success we so much deserve and desire. Before we begin, as always, I want to thank you for being here. And what you want to do is to congratulate yourself for being here, because people, especially nowadays, are getting so distracted so easily. And all that happens is after a while, they look back and they think, what have I done? Once again, I have completely derailed myself from the path towards the happiness and success I desire. But you are here. So what you want to do is switch off your phone and make sure all the other tabs on your PC or tablet from which you are watching today's masterclass are completely off. And as I like to say, for the next 30 or maybe a bit more today, for the next 30 to 40 minutes, in this world, it is just you and me and everything we will be talking about. Now, you're more than welcome to keep notes, but always remember that you have the replay at your disposal. So if you wish, if you prefer, if this is like the best way to go for you, you can focus entirely on what we are talking about here and maybe keep some notes later on. Last but not least, the message that you send to your consciousness, that important message that we have crossed the path of no return, the point of no return, and now all that you allow in your mind is you yourself landing happily at your destination. This is the only outcome that you permit your mind to entertain. Now, how do you feel? The question that I'm asking on every single webinar, and the question that you want to ask yourself many times during the day, simply because why? Why are we doing this? Because the better you feel, the higher the quality of your life is, and also the more energy you have towards achieving anything that you want to achieve. And always remember that we have a process goal here. We have created a thermostat for our emotional state. What is our ideal scenario? To be as much as possible happy and unstoppable, to live from that point of consciousness and that point of emotional state. Now, before we talk about the truths that will set you free, we want to talk about our 10 favorite lies. Let's see, why do we use these lies almost every single day, and how these lies deprive us from the happiness and success we desire. Number one, people don't change, or this is who I am. This is lie number one. And almost everyone has said that lie at least once in their lives. Number two, I am too young or too old. Or of course, another version it would be, I am too tall or too short to achieve that, or this, that, or the other. Then it's my parents' fault. So there's nothing I can do about it. This is how I was brought up, or this is my parents' genes I'm talking about here. This is why I cannot do what I want to do. Next, it's my partner's fault, whether it is a relationship or a business relationship. Again, it's the same thing, right? It is outside of your control, and you feel very comfortable for this to be your truth, of course, because now you have a so-called valid excuse, but this is another lie. Next, it's the government's fault. And of course, if you are in a democratic country, you have one vote and that's it. And of course, again, this is out of your control, right? And again, this would be a comfortable truth, but it's a lie, because you still can focus on the things that you control, as we will see later on. I don't have enough money to do this, that, or the other. And of course, so many people in the past didn't have the capital, but somehow they attracted the capital simply because they managed to change themselves first, right? And be attractive enough to investors. I'm not smart enough. Oh, this is a very comfortable excuse. So this is my IQ, and there's nothing I can do about it. But you can hire IQ if that is the problem, right? As um, many times Napoleon Hill said in his book Think and Grow Rich, basically there is a whole chapter about specialized knowledge. And Napoleon Hill says, specialized knowledge is required, but not by you. So someone else, your partner or your employees, can have that specialized knowledge. Circumstances are not right. I saved the best three for last. The circumstances are not right, but you as a leader could make your circumstances beginning Monday. So this is very typical, very common, especially in Greece. As of Monday, I will begin my new diet, or as of Monday, I will begin exercising, or whatever that, or saving money for this dream vacation that I want to have for the last decade, and so on. As of Monday, but not today, right? Guess what? On Monday, what you're going to be saying is, as of next Monday, I will start dieting, I will start exercising, I will start saving, I will start making these cold calls and so on. And last but not least, I do the best I can. Let us pause here for a moment. Never, ever in the history of the world has anyone done the best he could. Michael Jordan, he could have done better. You know why? Simply because I know, and almost everyone knows, that he smoked at least one cigar and he missed at least one practice and so on. And this is how we know. This is not to self-beat ourselves, like to feel bad about it, but to realize there is untapped potential there. So this is another lie. To think that we are doing the best. We will never ever do the best we can. And this is good news, meaning that no matter where you are in life right now, there is room for more. And this is good news. If you want to tap into that potential, or if you are content with where you are, it's up to you. But there is more out there for you. So, what you want to remember. Oh, by the way, I said 10 favorite lies, not 10 lies, right? So these are our 10 favorite, our most common, most practiced, most delicious ones, the ones that we use the most. But there are like myriads of lies that we use, and most dreams drown in the pool of lies built by their owners. So you say, I want to do this, that, or the other, and then you create a pool of lies, and this is where all your dreams drown. Until the moment you say, enough, enough. Because this masterclass today is not about being honest to the world at large. It's about self-honesty. It's about having a dent in time and saying, from now on, I will earn the credibility to myself. I will look myself in the mirror, and it will mean something. Whatever I'm going to say, whatever will come out of my mouth, or whatever I'm going to think will actually mean something, simply because my actions that will follow will be in complete alignment with what I said I'm going to do. And this is how you start earning back, not getting, but earning back your credibility. Because self-trust leads to self-belief. And the more you believe in yourself, of course, the more others will start believe in you. So the moment you choose to have an accountability partner and say, you know what, I'm going to do this, you will see it in their eyes that they believe in you and they believe that you're going to do it. So let us see now the 5 + 3 truths that will set you free. There are 5 universal truths and 3 private truths, 3 individual truths. So, before we begin, I want to remind you that a pilot does not need brutal honesty to get from one place to the other. All they need is accuracy. So sometimes, not sometimes actually, many times in the personal development world, in the personal development community, I've read, heard, or in any shape or form contacted that phrase or that attitude of brutal honesty. And you don't have to be brutal about it. There's nothing brutal about it. All you need is accuracy. So even if an airplane is in a very bad, like situation and is losing height and everything, all the pilot needs is accurate indication of what the situation is. And then he will do whatever it takes to take that airplane back to the proper state, to the proper height, the proper altitude, speed, and everything, and direction, of course, right? So all you need is accuracy. So, truth number 1, universal truth number 1. And before I tell you about it, I want to tell you a little story. So I was at my office, which is about quarter of an hour drive from where I live. And I had a very bad day. In fact, I was being, like the king of drama for hours. And I was in a downward spiral without realizing, because it was my early days of personal development. And I didn't realize how poorly I was playing my day and how I allowed myself to feel really bad about what I have accomplished up until then. So as I was driving home, I saw 4 workers, construction workers, and they had their car almost ready to leave. The trunk was open, and there was a stereo there, probably playing music. I couldn't hear it because I was driving and my windows were closed and everything, but there was a plastic bottle of wine at the top of the car. The trunk was open, most probably music was playing, and they were dancing. And I thought at that moment, it was like an enlightening moment, literally. So a lightning of inspiration that struck me back then. And I thought, you know what? Most probably these guys have more problems than I have. They are in a much worse financial situation than I am. And yet they are dancing and having a great time. Why did I allow myself to feel so bad about it? So, that said, what you want to remember is that the only time is now. So if you think about your past right now, it happens now. If you think about the future, it happens now. If you're making negative thoughts and not paying attention to what I'm saying, it happens right now. And of course, if you made the decision to do another rep of the happy landing exercise, which I believe is the highest value action that you can do at any single day, you're doing it right now. So what that means is that all the power that you have, all your power is concentrated in one single moment right now. And if you wish to upgrade any part of your life, your health, any relationship, your finances, whatever that is, it is right now that you can start doing it. Because there will never, ever be another moment. And once that moment passes, guess what? It's right now again and again and again. So you have all your power concentrated in one moment, and that will never, ever change. So you better do something about it. You better choose the highest possible thoughts and the highest possible actions in terms of value. Number 2, life is so much more than what our 5 senses allow us to perceive. I have no idea what is going on in the next building. I have no idea what is going on in the building that you are at right now. How on earth could I say, just because I've had some experience in life, that I know how life works, I know everything that it is about it, and I know that I cannot achieve this, that, or the other, or I am not worthy of this, that, or the other? So, guess what? As I said before, this is a very liberating truth, because now you know that there is out there some kind of knowledge that could get you closer to where you want to go. Every bit of knowledge is basically untapped potential if you wish to actually capitalize on that knowledge and take yourself closer to your destination, closer to the happiness and success you desire. Number three, there is no such thing as procrastination. People are saying, I don't have this, or I don't have the progress I want towards my goal because I am procrastinating. Procrastination is not a cause. Procrastination is an effect. Let me remind you, and if you participated in Finish Stronger Challenge, or if you're following me for years, you know that there are only three prime forces in your whole life. It's what we call the will, or your focus, and there then are the forces that are pulling you forward and the forces that are dragging you backwards. And that's about it. So there are only three prime forces. What is happening basically, and what procrastination is that the drag is greater than the pull, and that's about it. So you know that, for example, your disbelief or any of the low emotions that you feel right now are the reason you don't have enough pull. And the sum total of all these forces points backwards, and this is why you feel you're procrastinating. But guess what? If your why becomes strong enough to help you, do you remember the game? Do you remember the exercise that actually validates that your why is strong enough? To jump out of bed next morning, right? So, if your why is strong enough, you will feel the pull, and there will never ever be procrastination again in your life. Number four, your truth is the only one that matters. So if you take a quick look at our lives, basically what happens at the early stages until puberty, what happens is that progressively we elevate our level of consciousness. So we become conscious of this world and that we are an individual and all these things. And then at puberty, we think that we're the kings of the world. We know everything and we have an opinion about everything, even about the things that we know nothing about. And not only that, we believe that we are right, even though we cannot justify it. And then, of course, as we get older, we get so tired of this game and we say, there's no way I can convince you, right? So, you know what? You have your opinion, I have my opinion, let it go. But the thing is, we were playing the wrong game from the very beginning, because what matters is your truth. You don't have to convince me that you are capable of this, that, or the other. You have one life, one precious life, one go at it. And all you need basically is to practice the thoughts and actions that will give you the happiness and success you desire. That's it. You don't have to disagree or agree with me. All you have to do basically is agree with your super self. So the more you believe in your super self and what your super self tells you about life, what is right, what is wrong, what is possible, and what is not, the more you become your super self. And now, last but not least, universal truth number 5. And this is like not easy to swallow. You must die for your super self to live. And sometimes this is what One of my favorite mentors, Neville Goddard, used to say, you cannot have like new patches in old garments and call them new. So you truly need to let go of the current version of yourself and embrace your super self and whatever your super self represents. So you will realize sooner or later, hopefully sooner, that as long as you disagree with your super self, you cannot live your super life. Because your super self, by definition, yes, I have created this definition of super self. And by definition, your super self is the version of you who has already arrived at your destination. So your super self knows the thoughts, the actions, the path required to get from where you are to where you want to go. So you cannot disagree with your super self. Your super self knows. So what you want to do is to be more receptive to the hints, because what your super self is doing right now is giving you hints through your intuition. So you feel like this hunch to get that book or sign up for that seminar or whatever that is. And now you know you're on the right track because you allow, you permit in your life the thoughts and actions of your super self. And always remember that this change is uncomfortable. And this is why you want to tell yourself from the very beginning, I am comfortable with change. If you are in any way, let's say you want to improve your health and you eat the same things and you exercise as much as before, almost zero, for example, and you're comfortably sitting here in this amazing in this amazing armchair and feel that you're working towards the great body that you want to build, something is wrong there. So be comfortable being uncomfortable. And this, of course, is a great segue for us to talk about the 3 specific truths. Truth number 1, this is where I am. I am here. This is my point A. This is where I'm starting from. And again, remember, you don't need brutal honesty. All you need is accuracy. I am so many kilos or pounds overweight. I am so many dollars, euros, yen, whatever, in debt. And that's about it. You want the numbers, okay? It's been 6 months since I had a magic moment with my life partner. It's been 6 years since we had vacation or whatever, or like a romantic meal, a romantic dinner. This is all you need. Next, this is where I'm going. This is my point B. And I'm truthful to myself about it. I mean it. I say it and I mean it. So many people say, you know what? I want to be a millionaire. And their actions demonstrate that they do not do anything to deserve more than, like 10K per year. So in 100 years from now, they will have amassed, a revenue of 1 million, of course, but since they have expenses, they could be in debt, right? Definitely not a millionaire. So again, just say where you're going and mean it. And last but not least, the shortest path, no matter what you want to achieve, is the happy and unstoppable state. It's like a rocket. It's like hopping into a rocket and, like you're keying in, this is where I want to go, and boom. Because the happier you feel and the more time you are in a state of happiness, the equivalent mental state is the state of flow, and this is when you feel unstoppable. So this is the shortest path. You cannot be happy and stressed at the same time. So by defaulting to unconditional happiness, you protect yourself from all the low emotions that will keep you away from the success you desire and from the point B, from the destination that you have set. So, that said, I want to give you a bonus truth. And that bonus truth is that actually there are shortcuts to success. How do I know it? I've came across some of them, and for sure I can tell you that since 2015 that I am actively practicing coaching, I have built many shortcuts for my clients. And you know why? Because they're all around you. All you have to do is to notice them. So let me give you an example. Let's just say right now I am in Central Park in Manhattan, okay? Which is like the easiest journey? To go from Manhattan to New Jersey or from Manhattan to LA. And most of you will jump and say the easiest would be from Manhattan to New Jersey. But what I didn't tell you is that I walked from Manhattan to New Jersey and I took an airplane to go from Manhattan to LA, from New York to LA. So, what that means is that without knowing the vehicle, you cannot know what it takes to get someplace. And this is very important because we make such poor assumptions in the sphere of our imagination and completely impossible goal. But that's not the case. It's a matter of expanding our awareness to what is possible for us. For instance, many people in the internet marketing world, they're having amazing revelations with AI. Things like copywriting that would take in the past like months to create an ebook, and now it takes a few seconds if you know what to ask artificial intelligence and how to give a proper prompt. So, in the same way, you can give the right prompts to your mind and it will take you there. And infinite intelligence is infinitely more powerful than artificial intelligence. We just forgot how to ask. We just forgot how to have the right prompts. And this is all it takes. And you know what? When you're stressed, when you're depressed, you're not receptive. Your antennas are not working or are not functioning properly. You're not receptive to the insights that that infinite intelligence is casting back to you, because the moment you ask for something, your mind is already working about. But if you say, you know what, there's no way I can find my keys, and where are my keys? These are two completely different experiences. Your keys are in the same place, but the ease with which you're going to find them is completely different. And I'm almost certain you know what I'm talking about. It happened to me before. I'm almost certain that it would have happened to you or a similar experience. And that said, what you want to remember is that for you to start creating shortcuts, what you want to do is to be more receptive to the right coaches and mentors that will upgrade the game for you. And you can begin by self-coaching yourself. Remember, I told you there are 3 questions that you can use: where I'm going, why, and which is the greatest obstacle to where I want to go. And now you know you have direction, you know how much you want it, and you know which is the greatest obstacle that you want to overcome. And of course, to upgrade your game even more, you can have an accountability partner, and someone like a loved one, a friend, or a relative, or someone you know from maybe your business network, that you can share your goal and tell them, you know what, by the end of the year, I will be debt free, or by the end of this month, I will lose 4 pounds, 2 kilos, whatever. And now you know you're even closer to what you want to achieve because you claimed it. You claimed it in the world at large. Sometimes in the past, I've had some challenges to create something new. And something inside of me was telling me, you know what, Angelo, you don't deserve this. This is too far, too much. You know what I did? In one of my daily sorts of inspiration that I've been doing now for almost 9.5 years, I claimed it. This is what will be happening from April 1st. This is what will be happening from January 1st. This is what I'm going to do May 15th. And you know what? I couldn't retract it, right? So immediately I put myself in a position that I couldn't get out of, and I pushed myself to on the other side. That's about it. In the same manner, you can self-coach yourself, you can have an accountability partner, or you can have the right coach and mentor who knows what you deserve, who knows the virtues of your super self. And as I like to say, basically is the legal representative of your super self. And this is who I am, by the way. And if you feel inclined, if I am your cup of tea in terms of, my attitude, my culture, and if you need a nudge to achieve more in 2024, there are still some spots open for my coaching program. And all you have to do is to go to angelolabru.com/coaching. And just to make sure that the link is right, I have put that link in the chat right now. If you're interested, there is no, it's just a sign up form. You don't have to pay anything right now. If you're committed about taking yourself to the next level, all you have to do is fill in the form to begin the application process, because what will be happening basically is to make sure that you are a right fit for me and I am a right fit for you. By now, if you're following me for a long time, you know if that is so. If this is the first webinar that you are watching, maybe it's still not the best way to go about it. I'm just being completely transparent. You want to, first of all, you want to be truthful to yourself. You want to make sure that you mean, when you say I'm going there, that you mean it, because this is what will be happening through this application process. I will make sure that you mean it, that you're committed. So, next, exercises, your homework. You cannot live without your homework, of course. And you have two very simple but very important and not so easy exercises. Because number one, you want to write the truth about where you are going. So you will take your notebook and you say, you know what? No more lies. This is where I'm going. And you will make this contract with yourself, or you will remake this contract and mean it this time if this was not the case before. And now, for the next 30 days, make sure that your actions demonstrate that this is exactly where you're going. Because this is what matters. This is how you earn back your self-trust, your credibility towards yourself. This is how you start believing in yourself more. And as days go by, you will feel this power flowing within you. And you will know that you're getting closer towards your desires. And you know what? Let me give you a last bonus tip. Even if you fail at something, that power will never ever go away. So with your next goal and the next goal and the next goal, you're not starting from a disempowered state. You start from a happy and unstoppable state. This is how the great ones, when they fall, they jump back up and they go about another goal. This is how Michael Jordan got the first 3 championships for Chicago Bulls, and then he got another 3. You know why? Because it's mostly who he has become, not like the wins that he had in the past, but the attitude that he has cultivated, the character. And by the way, in Greek, Character means something that you carve. And this is like if you have like a blank or a piece of marble, basically, right? Imagine a piece of marble and then you carve the right character. Carve your super self and you will be living your super life. Until next month and our next life coaching masterclass, of course, we will be meeting digitally every single morning with your daily shots of inspiration. And always remember that this is the best way to start your day. It's not a good idea to have them all read, during the weekend or something. You're doing a disservice to your growth. Start your day happy and unstoppable. Make sure this is a part of your morning priming session. And always remember that you deserve everything you want, and we all deserve your best self. Regardless if you sign up for my coaching program or not, always remember that my why is for you to see your super self in the mirror and, like send me a message or give me a call and tell me, you know what, Angelo, I did it. I am there. I am at my destination now. I have done it. I have achieved my goal. What's next? Because always remember that the journey is what matters, not any destination. And this is why having happiness, being happy and unstoppable as your number one priority is the best way to go. So until next time, again, you deserve everything you want, and we all deserve your best self. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. See you next month. Ciao, ciao.